Hola, from the west side. It's me, DCThePurpleDiva. Welcome to Nice Random Chat. So I am on my StreamYard's mobile, y'all, and I'm outside. Hey, aka James. So hence you will see or hear, you know, the noise around me. But it's cool out here, so I'm kind of chilling. My neighbor is loud as hell, y'all. It is loud, but it's loud in the house too. Can you hear me good, James? Can you hear me? I'm sure you can hear that dude behind me. It's hilarious to me. But I decided I would try the mobile again and come outside and just kind of hang out for a minute. Last night I couldn't even broadcast, y'all. It was ridiculous where I am. They were shooting off fireworks until it was after midnight. It was after midnight, y'all, and fireworks were still being shot off. So I'm just sitting outside. And I think, yeah, if I turned on the camera, you wouldn't be able to see me. So I'm gonna leave it off, at least for right now. Looking for my wine. I have a libation, but I think I left it in the house. So I'm gonna mute y'all for just 1 second because I don't want to get copyright strike because they playing something in the house. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm back. I had to mute y'all because I'm sorry. In the house, we're watching. Hey, Magna. In the house, they're watching Hip Hop Evolutions, and I'm not gonna get no copyright strikes for Biggie being played on my channel. So I'm hanging outside. So far, hey femininity over there. Hey JV. So far, it's quiet out here, y'all. Y'all can hear a little fireworks, but the nimcompoofs on my street are at least not firing them off right now. Hey, raining woman. Yeah, I'm raining. I'm on the mobile again. I'm on the mobile app again. So I'm actually sitting outside. Y'all, one of my requirements for wherever I move to, because y'all know I'm moving, is that I have a nice, either a patio area or a backyard. Because I am believing to move to a house. Yes, I am. That's right, in the purple paisley. Y'all know I love Prince. Y'all know I love Prince. Purple paisley homage to Prince, Paisley Park. Yeah, and one of my mods named it that. She named it, so I like the name, so it's stuck. Y'all, those are just fireworks. JV, I want to just tell you, girl, loved your live stream. Loved it, loved it. And girl, in the middle of the night, you were on fleek. You were on fleek. I was like, I'm just off camera because I'm outside right now, y'all. I'm gonna light this candle. I've got a red one of those red candles. You know how you to bring harmony and everything into your space. So I have like red candles at the doorway of the house, and since I'm outside of the doorway, I have a red candle lit while I'm out here. We had fireworks all over our freaking driveway this morning from everything that was coming down from last night. It was all over my car. Gotta wash my car. Hey, uppity. Yeah, JV. I was like, I wish I could sound as knowledgeable as you do up there on that, but it's like you gotta know what you're talking about with that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna stay in my lane. I know what I know from experience, cause I'm an old chick. Yes, you were. And I had my glass of wine along with you. I had my glass of wine along with you. And guess what, Miss JV? On my job, I have been pulled while I'm on this, whatever they have us doing it, onto an IT project because they found out that when I worked for another company, I used to do user acceptance testing for loan origination systems. So now I get to do some of that stuff. They're not going to pay me any more money, but I get to do something interesting. Hey, Matt. You guys get to hear the planes flying overhead because I'm standing outside. But I thought, let me just keep testing out this little StreamYards mobile, see how I like it. Hey, 1SP, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just outside of my house today, enjoying the night air since it's still kind of early here. It's not 10 o'clock yet. And usually this is a quiet street. Usually. But it's going to get so busy around here, y'all, because the neighborhood that I live in is close to SoFi Stadium. So I'm trying to find a place that's a little further from SoFi Stadium, you know, where the owners, aren't getting ready to sell or aren't trying to charge crazy rent. Because y'all know the rents in California are crazy. Oh, yeah, it's a lot of gentrification going on in Inglewood and the surrounding areas that are close to that SoFi Stadium. But I mean, I do know that the person that bought this place is black, so that means that this entire condo project, which is only like 3 units, is going to be all owned by black people. So that will be a good thing. So, but yeah, the area around that stadium is, investors are buying up a lot of the properties. They're buying up a lot of the properties, you know, and I'm just gonna move to, you know, another area that's a little further south, probably back to where I used to live, that area. But we'll see what happens. see what happens. I just hope. I just hope that I don't have to, get an attorney and stuff because, yeah, my landlords are going to have to do relocation assistance, and they have to do more because of my son being a disabled adult. And the third thing is that they have to provide that money to us before we move out, not after. This has nothing to do like with, me get my security deposit because I know they're going to try to find a way not to give that back to me because they have to give all this other money. But John Cena grew up in the same housing project as New Edition. Really? I did not know that. Oh, I'm praying for the favor. I'm praying for favor. You know, and I hate moving, but you know because I downsized when I moved here because I moved here from a 3-bedroom house that I owned. So I have less stuff to take with me from here than what I would have had. But I'm trying to get into a place that is at least a little bigger than where I am because we're kind of on top of each other in here. But it served a purpose for the time being. Hey, Lawrence, what's going on, homeboy? I know that sounds like gunshots, but I promise you it is not. It is fireworks. It's fireworks. Y'all, I live in Cali. And I don't live in the hood, but it becomes the hood between May 31st and Labor Day. Memorial Day and Labor Day, it becomes the hood. Because somehow these people get these fireworks. And I mean, and last night, y'all, they were doing like full-fledged shows on my street. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy around it. Hey, Petty Murphy, I didn't see you come in. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I'm off screen because let me show y'all what you'll see if I come on screen. This is what you see. You see? It's dark, so I'm gonna go back to the avatar. Yeah, I just came on so y'all know I ain't scared to come on. It's just that it's dark, so it doesn't make any sense to come on because you can't see me. I'm like a little black dot. Cena was ashamed of his upbringing. Wow, that's crazy. I like John Cena, but I did not know that he grew up. I didn't even know he was from Boston. I didn't even know he was from Boston. And Boston is so racist. There's not a nice way to say it and sugarcoat it. It really is, and it's but but so they cleaned that entire project up and made and mixed, or did they just mix it, make it a mixed project and not all black? Wow. I didn't mean that I was that dark, Matt. I meant that because it's dark, I look dark too. I'm brown though. I ain't light either. I'm not light skinned. I know that part. I'm a brown girl, and I'm good with that. Yeah, the light comes on sometimes, but once you sit out here for a minute, it shuts itself off. So I'll just use my avatar, and I have me a nice little spot out here. But yeah, y'all looking for a place is a drag. I saw one place. The place was nice, but here were the cons. It was on a very busy street, and there were commercial businesses on both sides of it that were noisy commercial businesses. So it was like a house in a commercial area. And it was just a little noisy because y'all, I work from home. And then the other thing is that, my son has autism, and I don't know how he would deal with the noise. And I don't want to be someplace where he's going to be freaking out about the noise because it's too noisy. So on to the next. Got some more to look at tomorrow and Tuesday. And I'm just going to be looking, and I'm just praying that I find something soon that's the right thing, you know? You did finally catch me live. You're in Boston right now? Yeah, it's an Irish city. It's an Irish city. But Lawrence, there's some of us who are black that also have Irish in us. Crazy thing is that I have it on my mom's side and my dad's side. Because the Irish, they were like the bosses on the farms in Cuba, and they were doing things with some of the slaves down in Cuba too. So you've got a lot of people who are of Cuban descent that have Irish last names instead of Spanish last names because of the Irish coming through. Yeah. They may not have been slave owners in this country, but they helped with slavery down in the Caribbean. That's for sure. So they're part of it. Thank you, Magnum. Yeah, I just I just do me. I just want when I come and do a live stream, my live stream is about peace. Any beef anybody got, keep it outside of here because you're not gonna come in here and do it. I don't do that. I'm too old for that BS. Period. Point blank. I don't do it. You know, I'm not in those relationships and everything. None of that. you know, I have my whole relationship, my whole life is offline. I come on here, to educate about autism, to talk about issues that concern us, that kind of stuff. And to talk to people that are all over the country and in other countries, because 1SP is north of the border. I have to keep that in mind. Because I've had people in the chat that are from the UK. I've had people in my chat from Australia and everything. And, they're not doing all this drama. They just laugh at all the drama because the drama, for the most part, is Americans. It's Americans. no matter what sector, it's Americans, But, I don't, I like to keep it zen. I tell you guys all the time, being a caregiver, that's a stressful life. You know, having to make all these decisions for my son, you know, because he's not able to make them for himself, and just trying to make sure that I'm making the right decisions for him, you know, so that I don't screw his life up, y'all. Yeah, that's not easy. And that's a lot of pressure, because it's, decisions that I make for him now will have an impact when I'm not here. That's why I'm always worried about if I'm making the right decisions, you know. But I try. I try. I know you from the DMV. I know you from the DMV, Lauren. Speaking of the DMV, let me once again just reiterate this. Um, the Jada Pinkett Smith situation with her alleged open marriage, and Monique and her alleged open marriage, that is not indicative of Baltimore or the DMV. That's some Black Hollywood stuff. Because, people were saying, is that how people are not like that from Baltimore? People are not like that in the DMV. That is not a thing. You know, Jada's denying that stuff though. Yeah, I mean the state. Okay, so I've only lived for long periods of time in California and in the DMV area. I grew up in the DMV, and I started college in Virginia, and then I moved to California, and I finished college in California, and I've been in California ever since. But I've spent time in other states. I spent time in Texas for my job, and I was there for like, a couple of months in Dallas, and Dallas was interesting. Texas was interesting, period. Hey, Terry. No problem. Exactly, Lawrence. Nobody get that. Those women. That's why I said. I said that is not indicative. We don't get down like that. We don't get down like that. Let me just tell you that DC was on the late freight for interracial relationships. That it took a little bit more time for that. It probably happened more as the city of DC has become less of a chocolate city, and there's more people that live in the city that are not chocolate, and a lot more chocolate people living in the suburbs. Whereas when I grew up there, it was more of a chocolate city with vanilla suburbs. Now it's more of a mocha city with mocha suburbs, because it's kind of a mixture. But still, let me just remind y'all that Maryland is the South. Okay. That's a Hollywood thing. And I'll just tell y'all that, I have friends that were into that kind of stuff out here in California, and they told me, they would get texts or pages, I guess back in the day when it was pages, texts and emails and stuff. And that's how they knew where to go for all their soirees into that kind of life. And it's supposedly, from what they said to me, that there were a lot of people that were, you know, well known, but nobody said nothing. It was a non-disclosure kind of situation. Interesting is all I have to say. I know, I know. I love that song, Chocolate City, and he talks in the song. He said the Chocolate City with its vanilla suburbs. I remember that song from when I was growing up. I also remember the Blackbirds and Rock Creek Park that made Rock Creek Park famous before people started getting killed in there, which is hilarious to me that those that people don't really, thought by that song that people would be hanging out in Rock Creek Park after dark. And those of us who are from DC know nobody has ever hung out in Rock Creek Park after dark. Place is pitch black. There are no lights, none. They still haven't put lights in that park to this day. To this day, they close the parkway at night. You can't even drive through the parkway in Rock Creek Park because it's pitch black. So I guess it would be the perfect place to store a dead body. Cheating husbands, see, my thing about cheating husbands and cheating wives, because you can't talk about the cheating husbands if you don't talk about cheating wives, because wives cheat too, and usually wives cheat better. Women cheat better. You know, most of the time, women, if they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat and they're not going to get caught unless they want to be caught, you know? But yeah, my philosophy is if you don't want to be with a person, then don't be married anymore. If you're married, you know, and don't lie and get in a relationship with someone else, and then they don't know that you're married, you know, because then you pull somebody else into your mess unknowingly, you know, which is sometimes the case in the cheating situation. But sometimes the other party knows and just does not care. But there are times when they don't know, you know, and then when they do find out, they either leave or they're too far in, you know, their feelings all involved. But, women have to ask men those kind of questions and stuff. Men have to ask women those kind of questions. Are you married? Are you married? It's a simple question, you know. I mean, because there's so many people that are in marriages and and they may be unhappy. And if you're unhappy in the marriage, then don't be in the marriage. But don't. It's better to get out of the marriage than to cheat on the other person. Because I'm gonna just tell you from my experience. Because my divorce was not because of cheating. It was for other reasons. But divorce is hard enough. It's hard enough tearing a marriage apart when there's not infidelity involved, when it's for other reasons, you know. Oh, you're asking how old am I? Me, what SP? Are you asking how old am I? Sneaking around is just not. It's like, how how do you keep up with the lies? How do you keep up with the lie? Yeah, playing games. The games that people play. I'm too old for all that. Oh, your first question you're gonna ask the woman is how old are they first? I got you. Yeah, you want to make sure. Yeah, that's true. You want to make sure that a person, if you don't want some, you want to make sure they're legal. First of all, if you're in a certain age range. In my age range, I just need to make sure that you're not too young, because you know a lot of times guys think I'm a lot younger than I am. And I don't date youngsters, but I'm in a relationship. So, but when I was out there, dating, it would be funny because I would get these guys that were just way, way younger, like way younger, like in their 20s. And no, I'm not having no babies for you. I'm not trying to teach you nothing. And if if we can't even talk, it's never going to get to anything else. Yeah, honesty is a good policy. But it's like, here's the thing: if you get in a relationship with someone, you know, you and you don't like cheating, should be one of those rules where if you don't want to deal with cheating, say it up front. It's like, look, I can deal with anything, just don't cheat on me. If you just don't cheat on me. If you think you're gonna cheat, break up with me. Don't be with me. Don't be with me because you won't like how I react to you cheating. That's me. You won't like how I react to it. You know, because even though I'm one of those, typically if you go by the astrological sign, we don't care. We don't give a shit about nothing. Excuse me for my French, but that. However, we are fiercely loyal. And if you cheat on us, we're real crazy. We, yeah, you know. I mean, but a lot of women can get crazy. So I'm not the like bust the windows out your car type. No, oh no. I do it so much. I do it so much smoother. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that for a story time about how I'll have a story time where I'll tell you guys about how I've caught several guys who cheated on me. Yes, that's for a story time. That's for a story time and a glass of wine. Some women do get hysterical, you know. I think I've been a little hysterical a couple of times when I was younger. Maybe, maybe a little bit, you know. But I got over it, you know, and I didn't do anything too crazy, you know. But I'm one of the ones who'll drive by the house. I would drive by their house, y'all, and let's just say my purse always has something in it. I know I'm being some kind of way. But yeah, but I'm telling you, men can be, I think men react probably much worse if a woman cheats on them. Most. Now, I do know some men that got cheated on, and I mean, and they didn't leave, or they just dipped out, didn't say nothing. Like in one situation, the guy didn't leave because they had a kid together, and he only stayed for the kids. And then in another situation, I know where the guy was getting cheated on, and he dipped out. Like, poof, he was gone. Gone. He ain't say nothing. You know, she thought she had her a sucker, and he was gone. Hey, Mitchell family. How are you guys doing? Hey, Edward. Oh, if you don't like a woman after the first date, you cut her off. Well, I mean, usually here's the thing. If a first date goes bad, generally there shouldn't be a second date unless it was some extenuating circumstances for the first date, going bad or you just not hitting it off. But usually, if you've got some type of at least connection, it you'll most people will do a second date just to see more. But I don't know. Like with me, I would at least would go out with a guy twice. You know, I would at least give him a second chance. Then after that, I was done. If if it was if it wasn't working at that point, then I'm done. Because I didn't want to waste my time or their time. You guys are doing good. Have you guys gotten back to being monetized yet, Mitchell family? Have you guys got back to monetization yet? You had to block some numbers, one SP. See, here's with me. I don't change my number. My number has been the same number for I've had the same number for over 20 years. I don't change my number. I'm not changing my number. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to talk to you. It's just like that. I just don't answer the phone when you call, you know. And now I have an iPhone, so I can easily, I don't block numbers though. Not unless you get crazy and stuff with me, but I generally just don't block the number. I just don't answer. But how close are you guys in hours? How close are you guys on your hours? Are you at least halfway there? My candle went out. I'm lighting it again. It's a little breeze. Wow. I hope you guys are getting closer on your hours though. You got your subscribers back. Yeah, you have the same number. Yeah, I'm not changing my number. Why would I change my number? I'm not changing my number. Why am I going to inconvenience myself and have to give a whole brand new number to my family? I'm not doing none of that. Lose my number. If we're not talking anymore, most people who are mature enough, if you're not talking anymore, they don't call. The guy stopped. He doesn't call anymore. We're not talking. Why would you call anymore? You know, I'm gonna forget your number if it's still in my phone. You know, I'll delete your number out of my phone, but I'm not gonna block you. You can call. Go right ahead. Okay, so you guys are doing good. So you're almost halfway there. Two calls after. Women are like that. I don't know. See, see, when I'm done, I'm kind of done. I am. I mean, I don't call. I forget. I pretty much forget you exist. And it's not even like that, but it's like, okay, so I'll give you guys an example. There was this gentleman that I dated prior to, you know, the gentleman that I'm with now. And, you know, his schedule was kind of crazy, so we would set up a date. I think we went out maybe once or twice. And nice time, and then I think for our third date, he stood me up. He canceled, at the last minute, though. So stood up to me. And then after that, I think he tried to call me a couple times, and I just ignored his calls. I was done. I was good. Yep. The first two dates were he was cool. You know, he was age appropriate. You know, he didn't have any little kids running around. You know, not that I have anything against little kids, but if you're in my age range, you shouldn't have any kids, like at least under the age of 10. Maybe you might have had a kid in in the last 10 years or something. But, well, I consider it stood up when you cancel on the day. Now, he didn't cancel at the time that we were supposed to go out. He canceled that morning, you know, and then, I was good because, you know, I mean, here's the thing. You guys know, like with me, I have an adult son on the autism spectrum, and I'm his caregiver. So if I'm gonna go out, I have to arrange that around my son, and that's it. So with this particular person, it just didn't seem like that was he had an understanding of that when he canceled at the last minute, and so that's why I was good on him. You know, so. And see, in my age range, I'm not looking for to have kids because we ain't having no kids. That ship has sailed, But it's just companionship, someone who's going to be with me, you know. And I'm not asking anyone, to to step in for my son's dad. He has a dad. His father is very active in his life, But if you're going to be with me, then it means you have to deal with everything that I deal with, And a real man steps up and does what he needs to do, whether he has to or not. And I got a real man, so need I say more? You know, I mean, it's a difficult situation when you have a kid with a disability and dating. I should actually do a vlog about dating and having a kid with autism and just how that worked for me when he was younger. Yeah, I should do one about that one because that was an experience. Soup bone. Thank you. But thank you for coming through. I appreciate you coming through anyway, Soup Bone. But the dating world. All I'll say is the dating world today is so different. You know, I mean, I think like when it first started going to the internet, I think I was married. When the online thing started, I was married, and then and then I was in a relationship again after that without going online. Imagine that. So you know, I've never done the online thing, and to me, I would be afraid to do the online thing because people catfish you. They don't put their real pictures. They don't tell the truth about themselves. You know, I mean, they do that even I guess even on social media. Some people don't have their own pictures on there, or maybe they have a picture that's like an old picture and they don't look anything like that. But see, like I can put a picture up on any of my profiles, and it could be from 5 years ago, it could be from 10 years ago, and I still look like that. You know, but I update my daggone pictures. You know, but I would be. I don't know. I would. It's just. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna do a thing on. They're doing fireworks again, y'all. That was a big one. It was green too. They set somebody's alarm off in the neighborhood that they were in because the fireworks were at least a mile away from here. Tonight they're not doing them on my street, thank God. But yeah, online dating. I mean, and you have a lot of these people who are in cyber relationships. You know, a lot, and I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like YouTube. I'm just talking about just in general. You know, I mean, think about how they made that show Catfished. And these people are getting catfished, and they're in online, relationships with people they met on Facebook or Plenty of Fish or MySpace or whatever, whatever social media was in at the time that they did, or on some of these text apps. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did you say, one is she wanted your vasectomy papers? Wow. I know one of my really good friends. I remember that he was married, and he had a vasectomy before he got married because he wasn't planning on having any kids, and she couldn't have kids, so it wasn't a problem. But then I guess you know she decided she did want to have kids, and so he paid for her to have whatever the surgery was, so that she could have kids and everything. And then she did something crazy and cheated on him. Yeah, and so then he divorced her. She didn't even get pregnant by the other guy, but like, and he was thinking about actually, I guess you can reverse the vasectomy thing. I don't know. Why would you want to reverse it? But I guess there's something you can do to reverse it if you change your mind. I can't believe that girl asked you for your papers. Like, here's the thing. Why would you? That's not something you would ask somebody for one SP, unless you guys were like seriously thinking about getting married. At that point, then that will be something that maybe could be shared. But what do they give you papers for getting a vasectomy? I mean, what the hell? Yeah, women get a hysterectomy, or they get a tubal ligation. If they get a tubal ligation, which is they just get their tubes, burned or tied. You know, both are very hard surgery body. Like, if they're going to do one of those, like if they're going to do the tubal ligation, they usually do when they're, right after they had their last kid or something. And with the hysterectomy, yeah, no. Pray. Thankfully, I had to I had to do neither. You know, because when I wasn't married, I was celibate for a long, long time. After that, you know, so and now, why would I do anything like that anyway? I don't need to, because no children will ever come at this point unless God said so, and God is not saying so. I know, but they go bang bang, just not right where I am. I just don't live in that neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. I don't live in the neighborhood where they do, but yeah, I have lived in those kind of neighborhoods, you know, in LA and back home in DC. Shoot. But yeah, in LA, at one point, I lived right in South Central. I lived right in South Central. Like, after I got out of college, I lived in South Central for a while. That's what I could afford. That's what I could afford. You know, I was like, I said the white kids that went to SC could afford, places. But then when my sister came to California, then I could afford to move to the suburbs because we we got a, I had a roommate, so I could split the rent with. I mean, I was in my 20s, so oh, you smoking your cigar? Yeah, they doing them fireworks up there. They're doing their fireworks. They are doing their fireworks. It's not as bad as it was last night, you guys. Last night, it went all night long. It went all night long. But I had a good day today. The only thing that was sad today is that I found out that one of my friends that I sang karaoke with, did not wake up this morning because of COVID-19. She wasn't sick. She had no symptoms. Nothing. She just did not wake up this morning. And they're saying it was COVID. Apparently, she was asymptomatic. So she died last night. She's the same age range as me. She was, from what I understand, had been staying home. However, I think during that brief period of time that they opened back up the karaoke bars in Orange County, because that's where she lived, she may have either been out there or someone around her in the karaoke circle came around her and exposed her, who was out in the clubs. Because She was a school teacher. So it was really sad to wake up to that. You blocked the number of the girl? Wow. You blocked the girl. That's kind of crazy, though. Yeah, yeah. I am going to miss certain things about where I am, like the fact that it's really close to where I go to church. However, to get into, it's time for us to leave, especially, with these people haven't sold the place. And hopefully, wherever I move, I am going to be able to have a dedicated space for doing my YouTube. You know, so if we have enough space, I can do my, I'll just have one specific space where I'll sit to do my YouTube. That's what I'm hoping happens, and that's what I'm looking for. As we're out there looking. Yeah, she was a really sweet woman. I don't know if she was a believer. You know, I don't know if she was a believer or not. Um, I hope that she was, but I honestly don't know if she was or not. So I pray that she was. You know, I do. I pray that she was. I do know that she had um, stopped drinking and smoking cigarettes. And she was like a light smoker. She was kind of a social smoker, but she had stopped drinking like completely, like a year ago, because she was trying to, lose a lot of weight and everything. She was engaged to get married. She was actually going to be getting married later this year. That's how sad it is to me. She was she was engaged to get married. Just two more people in his new place. I saw his tour. I like his new place in Arizona. It's nice. It is nice. But right now, we're going to be staying in California unless God says for us to go someplace else. And the reason is because my son really, that I can get a lot of things for him here in California that I can't get other places. But everything is starting to equalize out as far as like the in-home support services and everything. So, sometime in the future, that's going to probably be a very high possibility of us leaving California because I really want to stay here forever. That's me personally. I do not want to stay in California forever. And that was never my intent. My intent was always to go back to the East Coast. That was my intent. I'm still here because, for my son, it's the best place, and sometimes you have to do what's best for someone else versus what is what you want. Because, see, it's not like I have to not be in California. It's that I don't want to be in California, you know. But so that might be selfish on my part, y'all. That might be selfish on my part. Let me go on camera so you guys can see me because I'm standing outside. Let me see. And the light is on for a second. Hey guys. Yeah, I'm standing outside. Told you I was outside. See, look. See my candle? See the candle right there? Anyway, guys, thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to get my butt inside now. I've been hanging out with y'all. The StreamYards mobile is working for me. It's working for me. All I have to do now is figure out how to add people. Like if I want to add somebody on here, if I'm going mobile StreamYards versus when I'm on my laptop, because I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm going to look on the StreamYards thing and see if they have a tutorial to how to add all those people mobile. Anyway, you guys, I'm getting ready to get off of here. I'm like in a shadow. So I'm trying to, where am I? Okay, there we go. There we go. There, put the phone in the other hand. Okay. All right, guys, so until the next time, after you guys, peace. And I can't do blessings because I got the phone in my hand. And blessings from the west side. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. And I will see y'all the next time. Guys.